The Profiler is the industry's leading soil moisture monitoring system, giving agricultural producers access to quick, actionable, and robust data, allowing them to make the most out of their irrigation decisions throughout the season. The Profiler is a soil moisture monitoring system that provides you, the grower, with reliable, actionable data that allows you to make well-informed irrigation decisions throughout the entire growing season. Save time, money, and water by knowing exactly how much moisture your crops need throughout the season. The Profiler comes in two separate options. The first is the watermark model, and the second and newest is the capacitance probe model. The watermark model has several advantages, including customizable sensor depth from 6 inches all the way down to 4 feet. You're then able to customize the soil texture by each probe depth. You're also able to have access to at-a-glance percent field capacity, inches depleted, plant available water readings, and much more. The capacitance model reads in volumetric water content percent. You only need one probe for all depths of your field, and there's only 3 wires to connect versus the wires for multiple watermark sensors. The Profiler equipment includes the Profiler telemetry box, the circuit board, the modem antenna, the GPS antenna, the watermark sensors for the watermark model, and a HydroScout capacitance probe for the capacitance model. The tipping rain bucket as well as the watermark temperature sensor. Solar panel is required on all models of the Profiler. Installation of the Profiler is simple and quick. Profiler installation takes roughly 30 minutes for a full installation and is completely operational within a few hours. The tools needed for the Profiler installation are also simple. All you need is a T-post driver, a backsaver probe for the watermark installation or the capacitance probe auger for a capacitance installation, a Phillips screwdriver, and a 7/16 nut driver. To see the installation of the Profiler watermark model, visit our website at stepspro.com/video/installation video. The field registration forms allow Servi-Tech expanded premium services to correctly set up your unit online. This form allows you to designate who can have access to your information and ensures that the data you receive is useful, accurate, and actionable. Accessing your data. This is going to be the most important piece and the most useful piece of the purchase of the Profiler unit for your farm. The Profiler can have a massive impact on your bottom line. Our website data and the application data is what makes the Profiler the leader in soil moisture technology. Here you can see the device overview page. As you can tell from looking at this screen, you have immediate access to everything that is going on out in your field when it comes to soil moisture and irrigation. Let's dig down deeper. The measurements that you see on the device overview page is recorded in centibar readings with estimated percent field capacity, inches depleted, and plant available water by sensor depth. If you've set your point, there will be a set point indication in the upper right-hand corner of the device box that gives average field capacity for the soil, so you can quickly see where your field stands in terms of moisture. The device overview also gives you a reading for rain of the past 24 hours from the most current reading. Your soil type is the classified soil of the whole profile. The soil temperature section gives current temperature at the depth in the soil where the sensor was installed. Growing degree units, ET, and average 4-day ET data. You can set your GDU and ET information on the settings page in the chart data. If you currently have a pivot controller and you're able to grant steps access to your pivot control company, we can pull your pivot information in as well, so you can see what direction your pivot is going, where it stands in relation to your watermark sensor, your pressure, and everything else that may be involved with your pivot information. On the device chart page, if you want to go in-depth to your individual field units, simply click on the chart button on the device overview page to be taken to the device chart page. Here we can see what a standard device chart page looks like. On the left-hand side, you have your home button, which will take you back to the device overview page. The Profiler info. This is going to include the Profiler serial number, field ID, farm, grower name, group, the power, latitude and longitude, last reading, year-to-date rain, signal strength, battery, device soil type by sensor, crop with a hybrid if you're using the FieldX integration, plant date, growth stage, average 4-day ET, and a GDU gauge with a maturity line. The left-hand side will also have your pivot information, if applicable. This includes power, serial number, name, date, pressure if available, direction of travel, and the angle of the pivot. At the top of the page, you have your device serial number to give you an idea of exactly which unit you're looking at on the device page. The graph button is what you're going to click after making any adjustments to the dates in the range box. The default range is going to be 2 months of data prior to the last reading. You can see the range box to the right. Your Map Device button underneath the graphing button brings up a Google Map showing where the unit is physically located in your field. Your Graph Battery Signal, if you click on that, is going to graph the battery and voltage and signal strength for the dates in the range box for the current serial number. Here's your range box. To change the start and end dates of the chart, simply click on either of these and enter your new date and hit the graph button. This will not be saved once you leave the graph page. If you need to print out your device information in the graph, simply click on the box options for what you would like to print from a report, whether it be graph, notes, device info, and/or the map. You can also download all of the chart data, including the centibars on the graph. On your chart main page, you're going to have the main section of the chart page, which includes the slider for moving throughout the data, an ET data graph if you've set the crop type, plant date, and growth stage. Below the main chart are the device notes, an Add Edit Notes box, and the growth stage, if applicable. At the top of your chart, you're going to see the serial number, field name, grower, and soil type for the unit location. The soil type is going to be based on either the NRCS data or the soil texture samples that were taken when you installed the unit. You'll also have to then go in and change soil type under the Settings tab. Each one of the buttons here along the bottom, if you click those, brings up more information, including the sensor depth information, current rain, day rain, temperature, and notes. These can be clicked on and off for viewing on the chart. Whenever you hover over your chart, this dialog box you see right here will pop up. This will give the data at any 30-minute reading, so no matter where your cursor is, that's the information that will pop up. This will include each of your sensor readings. Incident notes are found above the slider on the graph timeline. You can place your cursor on the note, and this opens the individual note. Underneath the graph page, you'll find the device notes. These are notes that have been created throughout the growing season by either the grower or the soil moisture manager. Please note that notes can be edited and deleted only by the author themselves. You can also then add or edit notes. There are two kinds of specific notes: Incident and General Device. The General Device note only shows up in the Device Notes section that we saw on the previous slide. Incident notes, however, appear on the timeline. Of incident notes, there are 3 different kinds: general, rain, and irrigation. Changing the growth stage also updates the ET data based on the growth stage you've selected. When you click on the Settings tab in the upper right corner, it allows you to change the behind-the-scenes settings for your individual Profiler unit. On the Device Settings page, you're going to see several options on changing how data is collected and how things are reported out in the field. At the top, you're able to set your notifications. Each unit has the ability to send a text message to your phone based on the average field capacity of the sensors. To set this up, simply click on the Activate button and then set your above and below capacity, and then enter your cell number and your name to receive text messages whenever it gets above or below your set notification points. You can change the soil type for each sensor depth. To change individually, simply unclick the Apply to All Sensors and then set your soil types. To set a certain depth, click on the first drop-down arrow to select which watermark depth, followed by the drop-down arrow box that lists the soil types. Simply click Set. Once all are set, click Save. You can also change the crop type, plant date, and hybrid GDU maturity level. The crop is the current crop that the probe is monitoring. Here is where you can set your full, stress, and refill points. Like the soil type, you can set your points for all sensors. Set points can be found in the watermark installation, soil texture, and Centibar guide that you received when you purchased the Profiler. This same guide is also available for free download at stepspro.com. To produce reports of your Profiler soil moisture monitoring system, click on the Reports button in the upper right corner to run your data reports. The report also offers a print button that allows you to print the report and a download button to download a PDF. In-season maintenance for the Profiler is relatively simple. The Profiler tends to be a maintenance-free unit, as the only regular maintenance that needs to be done is clearing the canopy around the solar panel to allow the system to charge. You should also clear the canopy around the rain bucket if you're using one of the optional tipping rain buckets. For most crops, the unit should be pulled out of the field each year prior to harvest. The good news, the extraction process doesn't take very long. However, please note that special care should be taken to not damage the equipment as you remove it from the field. You can find the watermark extraction process at stepspro.com/video/remove the Profiler field. So where should you store it in the off-season? The Profiler unit should be stored in a dry area and not left on the ground. You want to make sure that it doesn't get run over and that it stays away from critters who are likely to chew on the wires while in storage. Some basic troubleshooting as you go through. If the data is read on your device overview, the unit has either been extracted or the battery is below the lowest limit. If your rain bucket hasn't recorded any rainfall, double check that the rain bucket wires haven't been cut or chewed in two. If the screen or hole is plugged with debris, this can also cause issues where the rain bucket does not record any readings. If the sensors show 250 centibar, we can tell if they've been cut and chewed in half by looking more in depth at the chart. If you're not receiving any readings on the capacitance model, it's possible that the probe wire is broken, therefore the probe won't show any readings. So where does the Profiler go in the future? Steps is currently working on gathering access to multiple brands of pivots, as well as flow meters and weather stations to view the data on the Steps Pro website. Every company's application programming interface is different, but as we gain access to more, we can give you greater control over every area of your irrigation system to view the data on our website. If you have any questions or concerns, or would like to see how the Profiler can help you out in your field, visit Servi-Tech Expanded Premium Services online at stepspro.com or call the Steps Pro representative in your area at 620-801-4123 or contact your local agronomist or local sales representative.